Why are you sacrificing motivation?
I'm gonna kill you for
My erectile is not dysfunctional.
Let's use our president, for example.
Are you over 10,000 kilometers away from South Africa?
Conspiracy theorists.
I can open the door for you to join the Illuminati.
Winning everyone.
NippyCast.
Hey, how's it, guys? DJ Nipro back again here at NippyCast. I always forget what episode this is, but nowadays I've been remembering. Episode number 30. Today we're with Khodi Mpilo. Khodi, you call yourself Khodi Mpilo. I've never heard people call you Khodani. What is there like a full name of this, or is that it? Is this like the short version? How are you?
I'm okay. Thank you for the invite. Well, I don't understand people who like long drive.
So, but your full name is what? Is Khodani?
Okay, when I grew up, my best friend's name was Khodani as well. Khodi Mpilo, and then I had another friend Khodi Mpilo. There was the three of us. So there was a way, we had to find a way to differentiate which one is.
So somebody had to compromise.
Yes.
Oh, now it makes sense.
So I was just Khodi. But
I've never heard anyone say Khodani.
Never. Even myself in the arm. But when someone says Khodani, I'm like, really?
But in your ID, it's a full name, right?
I don't have an ID. I don't have one.
Huh?
I don't have an identity document.
What the hell? What do you mean?
I don't have one.
How?
I don't, guys. But when I have one,
How? You're not
I've
jooting, you're jooting me.
I'm not jooting you. I've never had one. Unfortunately, or fortunately, in South Africa, it's possible for your life to live and not.
So then, how do you do your things? Or you can validate your existence with your
they know
driver's
I'm in the
license?
system. Yeah, I have a passport, and I have a driver license. But then they have me in the system.
In your driver's license, it will say it's initial, so it wouldn't give us full names. And then in your passport,
it's.
You're just running around the fact that your name is Khodani.
Okay, my name is
Come
Khodani.
on, guys. You're so proud
but
of
I don't
yourself.
like Khodani.
It's like me not telling them my real name, where like when you're having radio interviews, when those guys are bored, like, hey man, so where were you born? What was your real name? I'm like, Amutadu. They're like, it's difficult. Let's stick to Nipro.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, I've always wanted to ask why are you called Nipro? Where does Nipro come from? Okay, I'm supposed. I know I'm supposed.
No, it's fine. You can ask me anything.
Yeah.
Oh, the name is simple. It was 1998, 1999. I decided I want to be a DJ.
At that time?
At that time, yeah. There was a few DJs in Venda. Was in Kweba Commercial High School. So
you were in high school in 1998?
Yeah. Can you project your voice? Even what?
He's 50.
No. You want me to tell you the truth, or you want to judge me with my age?
Okay,
talking about age, there's something that we're going to talk about now.
Okay.
So at that time, it was actually cool to have a DJ name. Okay. And the design of it was something that is easy to pronounce, that anybody can resonate with everywhere I go, in the country and arguably sometimes in the world. And I've never really had problems with this name, in terms of branding myself for the past 22 years. But if it was Mtadur, I'm sure I was not going to make it to some flyers.
No.
Well, but if with enough push, I mean, in the beginning of the times, they were probably going to butcher the whole thing. The brand wasn't going to, come out the way I wanted it to be. But it was back then. Well, if given a chance, like I could add it on top, which what most people have recommended. You know, so it's not like I hate it. I dig it. Is the best name ever.
What does it mean? Okay, let's start with Nipro.
It has got no meaning. It was just a creation. It's a creation.
So you just not Zora and
simplification of life.
Out of everything,
well, maybe we should ask them what Capello mean.
Chances are it means something.
No,
but then
apparently it could be at a head. Where's Mike? We should ask. By the way, guys, today we asked a friend of ours at Capello Beachley North to give us some space to run this podcast at. I usually play here sometimes.
Thank you
I don't
so
even
much,
know if I'm playing
Capello.
tonight.
Thank you so much, Capello.
But I think maybe Michael will verify this with them.
Yeah, it probably means something.
It's a style of a hat, man.
Yeah, because this is an international brand, right? Yeah, it's an international brand. So you just woke up. Okay, I'm trying to go back to where you were sitting.
Name. Yeah.
And
while
you
I'm
were
Googling.
sitting. Yeah, you were sitting. I don't know, sleeping in your bed or couch at that time.
Usually it was before I sleep at night. I would have ideas for the next day.
Yeah, and
this was 98.
Okay, let me come up with a name. Come on. I'm trying to get into your brain at that time.
I wanted something that is simple for people to
just say yellow.
There was
pink,
there was
black.
a lot of names. Some of them were already taken, and at that time there was people in your neighborhood who were also trying to be a DJ.
Okay.
But there was just like 4 or 5 big ones in the country.
Yeah.
So there was a whole lot of names out there. Well, obviously some of them are no longer there today, but there was a bunch. So it was I think by nature I'm a marketing guy, so I wanted it to be the one guy.
Oh.
But I know I did some research. I saw one in the States. There's one Nipper in the States.
Okay.
It's a white guy, just like this.
Is it older or younger than you?
That time, this guy, I found him in 2004. So I think we're the same age group. When do you think you started DJing? Could be around my age group.
No, I just wanted to find if you guys maybe have the same spirit or something.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm not finding the capello thing. Yeah, it looks like it's an Italian head. There.
Yeah,
Head. So it's the head. Usually these guys wear hats when they're serving you. I've realized. That's a capello.
Okay, it's
according
an Italian
to this
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we cracked it all. Well, I thought it was just a name that was created.
No,
like
I know. I knew
they're not
it
as crazy
was
as me.
Yeah.
But besides, the guy who made the name in the beginning, didn't know where it was coming from. He had to create it. Somewhere you have to create a name.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the beginning. Talking about age, you're trying to calculate my age. Why? Does it matter how old I am?
It doesn't matter. But then I think when it comes to creativity, and I was trying to think, you were in high school in
Yes, I was at
98.
high school. I was doing parties at school.
In 98, there are people that
98,
who are
99.
watching now who were not born yet.
Yeah, I've probably played for some of the parents of people who are watching now.
And there are people
who no longer come to the party. Only their kids are coming now. I'm sure my next gig, whoever will be dancing is a kid who was conceived one of the nights I was playing when I was beginning.
So this is not me. I was just I
didn't say you.
Well,
that's why I don't want to drag in age. But let's talk about age.
No, I don't mind age.
Earlier, no, I've realized with women it's a bit sensitive. Earlier today,
no one, chances are with me, in my experience, no one has never gotten my age right.
Because you don't have an ID. Okay, why?
It's either they give me a way higher age or someone puts me way.
So they do like some sort of a
like 2
what
years.
you call
and say you look like.
What's the term? Is there a term for it? Like, is it like a window shopping type of assessment?
I don't know.
I think this product.
Yeah, this one
is this price.
But
but at the window shopping there is a price, right?
There are people that actually look. Maybe I give them my driver's license and they look. They usually looking like, sure, okay, ma'am.
Well, what do you get? A lesser number or a higher number?
People think I'm older
without giving it away.
Yeah, people actually think
because you can't prove it because your ID is not here.
Yeah, it's maybe someone told me it's the way I carry myself. I always look way older. But then those who know me, no, Hashem.
Yeah, maybe they can be the judge of this. I don't know if they're allowed to under comments.
You can judge.
You're not gonna be offended, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I know how old, right?
So we're giving it away.
I don't know. I'm saying what you wanted to say. How old? What is the thing? What do you want them to answer?
What would you think? How old do you think I am? Just by looking.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you'll get a lot of funny things.
And people who know me are not allowed to say anything. If you went to school with me,
that will be a fixed match. No,
don't do it.
That will be morally unethical. You'll be robbing.
So you know English, Nyana?
No, I don't know English that much. We're still gonna come back to the languages and whatnot. Because today's topic, like I said, episode 30 with Khodi NippyCast. Today's topic is reincarnation. Right about now, we're just trying to kick into this dialogue. I'll explain to you when we go in. So it speaks to the next thing. She started something about the age. Earlier this morning, I got a link from a friend of mine, or should I say a colleague, called Mukiti Masilo. I know sometimes he watches his house is Mukiti. She sends me, it was his birthday on Tuesday, so we're having some sort of it was not even prepared. It was just like, we're here, we might as well just be having some drinks. Ne?
Okay.
So as we're sitting, you know, where at gatherings we sit and talk.
Yeah.
Somebody brought up an article of Emma Gogo, who's 128 years old.
Okay.
Right. Then I started talking. It was myself, Muraga, Augustine, and Mukiti. So we were talking. Hey guys, do you think this thing is accurate? Then we had our own conclusions. Then this morning, I think he remembered to send me this thing. Okay. Then he sends me. To cut the long story short, I look. So now I get like interested on, hey, what if this is the oldest person in the world, right? Because whatever theory, whether you're saying they got the calendar wrong, if she was not born in the hospital, if she was born in the village, you know, there's always theories. We know people don't know their ages.
Older people don't know their age. So the age is done by if they went to school, the first teacher was registering them, just chooses a date.
Especially those ones that are first of they're just lazy. 1st of May, 1st of April, 1st of what?
Someone once told me, was a social worker, that it's a law. That if you're giving their children that you just pick up, maybe the brought in left wherever, it's a law that you give them happy
allocate
days. Yes, the 25th of December or the 1st of January, because even though there's no party, they'll always have a party.
That's one of the conclusions we kind of like came to, because it's impossible. There are disadvantaged villages that probably had people that can't count back.
Yeah.
I would take it seriously if I bump into a 200-year-old person who was born on the 29th of February 200 years ago. I would be like, yeah, this is precise. Because how often do you have a leap year? This should have been happening right.
What if the person who was registering them is just a crazy human being? I was like, no, but let me do this. Let me complicate
just to fuck with us.
I mean, there's just one person. There's just one person.
Yeah, but what are the odds? I'm saying it would likely to guarantee the authenticity of this, to say maybe as it is, unlike all these general days like what you call Happy Days, Good Friday, Christmas.
I mean, that's one is they're just making sure wherever the baby lands, even if it's a happy home or no happy home, this person will always have a party.
They'll be jubilanting
on their birthday. Something will always be happening.
Wow, I never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
So we have got a lot of people who are born on Christmas who are just given a favor. I'm kidding. I don't think it was applicable during maybe the past 50 years. Because I mean, this Magogo was born in 1894 on the 11th of May, which is 2 days ago from this recording. I think this recording will only play in the following week or so.
Okay.
So but this month of May. So talking about age, it's one of those. I saw the video. When you look at her, she still speaks. She can have a conversation like us. She won't have like that deaf moment to say, no. She'll speak. So, but I realized she's old when she said, hey, my legs are very, very painful. And they said, why don't you go to the doctors? Like, no, they will cut them. They will say something of cancer.
Oh, yeah.
But then she brought up stories from back then and then.
But we're very sure the age is not accurate. The date is not accurate.
You think so?
Chances are she was born way back.
Which is likely to be around 100 years.
Yeah, they used to register them first day of school, and they used to start school way older.
But how do we prove this? Because it's gonna come to the next thing in my head. So I was talking to Majid. Hi man, if this is the first person, who's the oldest, or is it eldest or oldest? English. Oldest in the world.
Not in the world.
No, I'm saying according to
India we have.
No. I did research it in the morning before I approached Guinness Book of Records. I did approach them this morning. That's why.
Is she recorded?
No, I tried, but there's a process to follow.
I know.
Yeah. So what we did is
they're gonna test.
They need to test. Yes, they're gonna have to come all the way because she's saying this, and then we need to prove it because the oldest now. They're at 100 and I could be wrong, we'll verify it. I think it was around 116 or 118 years. They're somewhere in Europe. I didn't really focus, but I looked at the years. oldest, but who has died in 1996, 97, somewhere there, was 122. So this Magogo, if she's really 128, she is arguably the oldest in the world of the current living and the ones who are dead. Recorded, I mean, after intellectuals of recording of books and all this, whatever. Let's just say the Guinness Book of Records are the ones who are the custodian of recording all mind-boggling, should I say, activities in the world.
Yeah.
You see, so
Guinness World, you should come. Where is she based?
She's in Klerksdorp in Northwest.
Yeah, they should come to South Africa.
But I started the process without informing the family, so that I don't waste my time. I'm not gonna go to Klerksdorp to see her and then go like, hey, I'm going to punch, and then they say, hi.
You're gonna get arrested when you
No. Anybody can go in there and say and register me as the guy with the biggest head, and then I just have to say, yeah, no, I exist. Anybody can go, as long as that person is the one who owns it.
The head thing, I did not say it, he said it. I know you guys know, and you've always thought about it, and it's been going in and out of your head, but the fact that he said it is a good thing, and now you can say it in peace. Know that he is good, he is fine with the head.
No, but only I can say that. What is your problem?
No, I mean, come on. It has been going. We see and we're free to say, and now we've been given permission to say.
It was just an example. I was giving an example. No, honestly, in fact, Khodi, that's why earlier on I was saying, let's not give reasons of age and all this, because people will say, because of the type of body, they'll say a lot of things. But you know that it's so funny to joke about certain things like big heads and well, having a big head is not a disability, right?
It depends.
What if it's heavier than all other heads? And I don't know, because I've never had a lighter one.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
I might be disabled. Maybe I should
disability
get a grant.
is when you are struggling. Your body is struggling to
What
do
if I
certain
struggle
things.
to get off the bed and you guys don't know?
Okay, you need to tell us. Are you okay? Come on. How do you feel?
But every day for the past almost 40 years I've been getting off. What if it's a struggle?
He told us his age.
No, what you guys don't know. What if it's a disability?
Okay, let me tell you something quickly. You see the women with the big breasts, the doctors that recommend breast reduction because it gets heavy and it affects their back. But then if you've had boobs, they're part of your body, you probably wouldn't know, and your
then
body
gets
used to the weight and you feel it's part of you until maybe something happens, and then or you're just inquisitive, and then they'll tell you, okay, you can reduce them, this is too much weight or whatever. It's the same thing with your head. You might not think.
My head.
Yes, same thing with your head.
I might not think.
I might.
I might not think.
I might not. You may not feel.
I've got more brains.
Okay.
I should be thinking more.
That we need to get someone to take scans and.
I might not think what. I might not think there's a problem.
And feel that there's a problem, but then until something happens.
Like what?
And they said, no, man, it's because of the head. And then they say, what do? We can't reduce, and then
you can't reduce somebody's head. Fuck, I don't want to know.
We don't know.
No.
You've never been in a situation where they have to sit down and say the problem here is the head.
Okay, this is not funny.
I'm just trying to. I don't know, but I'm just trying so it can make sense.
No, but it's well. This is things like big heads, big bodies, body shaming. Basically, it's funny when people do it. Somebody was dissing my spectacles.
I saw.
You saw, yes. So
on Facebook.
Yeah. So
they even bought similar.
Yeah, they even went to look for the ones that look like for swimming. They're like, yeah, we also bought. Yeah, who do you think you are? I'm like, hey, dude, you know that what you're doing right now is the same as going after seeing somebody on a wheelchair, because it's a disability. I can't see, right? I'm short-sighted, right? I'm not just wearing this because I like things.
So did you apply for the 1.8 year disability for the eyes? Or?
Do I qualify? I don't know.
Okay.
Do I qualify?
We'll find out.
I think we should apply. I'm just short-sighted, but there's a lot of people.
It's a disability. Then.
But it is some sort of a disability.
It stops you
I'm unable to probably
do certain things.
See there without this, or drive without, or walk there without, or write something, or look at something.
Read something, yeah.
It's just like a guy who can walk on a wheelchair. He can't go there without the wheels turning, right? Yeah. So if somebody goes to double standards now, if somebody goes there with a wheelchair and diss someone and say, like in my case, they say they are glasses for swimming, and they're like, this wheelchair's for swimming, and I go with it and say it's for swimming, this wheelchair, and I go into the water with it. I'm like, yeah, we're swimming with the wheelchair. We're swimming with the wheelchair. People, it will cause an uproar, right? Now the double standards of it, when somebody does that to me, and diss my disability, everybody laughs at it.
No, can I justify? I'm not trying to justify them.
No, you are.
For them, it's
just
not
rather
the
play
glasses.
the devil's advocate.
No,
You justify.
No. For them, it's not glasses. I wear glasses. I've worn glasses for for 75% of my life.
Yeah.
It's the kind of glasses that you wear.
Yeah.
There are people that wear glasses all the time. My glasses look normal. I have different types and shapes and frames, and you always have.
My own ones, because I make my own.
So you are making it weird for.
I'm not making it weird.
No, wait. And I'm not saying there's something wrong. I mean, as a person, you're supposed to have preferences and what you like, and that's what you like. It's who you are. And let me tell you this: as a creative person, I've worked and I've spent time with a lot of creative people. I think that is how you express yourself, with how you want to look. There are people who have a problem with most of my lipsticks, the colors that I use. I use the most weirdest color. And I always tell them that's how I feel. If I feel like wearing black lipstick, I'll do it blue, green, red, white. And those are the colors that normally people...
Those is something about...
The people that will like,
colors that people normally...
Don't buy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then other people will have an opinion about it.
Yes. So, but one thing that I've noticed with society, if they're in groups, they're very dumb. They just go together. So I've told them, you give them what you are and what you want. They don't have a choice. They will accept.
Yeah, because I just didn't want to. I didn't want to look like a nerd in a nightclub.
You decided to look like someone who's just gotten out of swimming.
No.
Or off a bicycle.
I just tailor-made this according to my own specification. So I also don't want to have a pair that looks like another person's pair type of vibe. Yeah. You know, it takes a while to design. So I was telling this guy, he's like, yes, so you think you're better? Yeah, you said it's expensive.
But you put money there. You put money. I saw that. It was like a typical but your shirt is nice. Yeah, it was 5,000. Who said 5,000?
No, okay, I did apologize. I was not supposed to say that because it's irrelevant, right? My point is, you can't compare these things to swimming classes.
And those, they look like the design. You can't take it off. No, you can't take it away from them.
Let me take
you can't
they're
take
just
it away.
shallow-minded. These things are PPEs. I bought them because COVID was starting. If you check, they cover here for coughing when you're wearing a mask, so that no liquid goes into your nostrils and the thing on the side of the thing. It's a PPE that is used at the mines, and I just made the lenses somewhere else differently. It was the time when COVID was starting. So, but they're ignorant. For them, they think it's to protect water.
You've always had
I mean this specifically. They've never said anything about swimming with the previous brands. They've never said that.
It's not about brands. It's framing.
Yeah, the brands are sitting with the frame. Okay, let's leave it. But I was trying to show a case of this thing where there's double standards in terms of things. But you'll never know. It goes back to. Can I use a West one? Because we haven't introduced you officially yet. You do a lot of things, right? Can I say maybe almost a jack of all trades? You're an academic. You're also in the media space. You're an activist with the charity stuff and all those other things you do. You've got all the other things that you do on the side. A lot. You can tell us about them, right? So for me. When you've represented, I'm sure, people that have been raped before, right? It was all women. Have you represented even men? Okay. Do the police and the system treat the rape of a man and the rape of a woman the same?
No.
They don't. So it's the double standards that I'm talking about, that people turn a blind eye on. It's the same thing I'm arguing. It's disability, but people laugh at it. Big head, people laugh at it. Okay, big head is not a disability per se. Maybe I'm pushing my luck there, but with the eyesight, it is a disability.
Yeah.
People laugh at it, but with the wheelchair, it will never be funny, that joke.
Yeah.
So that's what I was trying to come to. But now let's go back to the age thing. The topic of today, like I said, it's reincarnation. The trigger of it was, there was a time when we're talking, I think somewhere at a gig during Easter. So I was asking somebody, I was asking this somebody, and they were asking a question, and then you were sitting there. So we said life after death, life before death, reincarnation. That's the topic of today. You referred me to some Netflix thing to watch. I haven't really watched the whole thing, by the way. It's like referring me to a book. But I've seen those shows before. So what is reincarnation? The description here is that you lived in the past, you died, and you came back and relived again. Chances are that all of us have gone through that process, but we don't know. But there are people and cases. I did study a little bit last night about it. Okay. There is 2,700 cases in the world proven of reincarnation with evidence, with concrete evidence. I'm sure some of them is the show that you referred me to. Yeah. So I just wanted to get a holistic picture. So I don't know, where do we start on this one? Do you think maybe yourself, are you a reincarnation or a reincarnated soul? Because usually it's souls, it's not bodies. Yeah. You won't come back. Actually, some of them come back looking different.
Yeah, way different. There are very few
like
cases
me coming back with a small head, you know.
There are very few cases where they look
not
alike.
Wearing glasses.
Hopefully, there are very few cases where they come back looking alike, but we've seen
looking
them
alike.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about that one.
There's a guy the person who designed the Ferrari. There's a proven case who died, I think, in 1988, and there's a football star that was born in 1988 as well. They look alike. I've seen that. No, case
I think I've seen that. They've got like a whole lot of those.
Frame, yeah. Wait, this one looks.
Okay,
like
we'll look it up and then.
Yeah. So there are cases.
Upon a tutorial, we're not saying it's true or not. We're saying it's a hypothesis that was brought forward, right?
I mean, remember, all this information is information that we're getting from somewhere, and that information was projected by somewhere. You know, it's just someone sitting and decided, okay, this. But then there are people that have studying.
But I want us to be objective and not judge.
Personally,
let's keep an open mind.
Personally, I think this thing has been said and done in our families, and we know about it. I mean, simple thing. There are certain things that you see in you, and you see in your kids, and you see, this is me.
Yeah, because it's your DNA.
It's your DNA.
So it's likely to behave like you.
Yes, because it's you.
Yeah.
But then
so it doesn't mean that you're reincarnated. You're still alive.
It gets weird when it's totally someone that you don't know. You know.
Oh, so you're saying somebody can hijack the birth of the next child to be their soul? You know. So you'll have a black sheep that has got nothing to do with the family. How many times
have they told you, child, it looks like your great-great-grandmother, but then it's not a big deal because there's a line there.
What if that child is actually a reincarnation of those ones?
They will tell you I've been told my mom's grandmother, she kept saying before I was born, she kept telling my mom, you need to have a child before I die. And she died a few months before I was born. But then when I was born, later on growing up, they would see certain traits of that woman.
So what if that's your reincarnation? But it's guaranteed because it's the same DNA.
They still,
it's already it's like a software moving
normal.
To the next.
It's normal because we know this person, and but then when it's a different person, then that's when it gets tricky. People then that we get questioning. But if it's your DNA, they don't question at all.
Wait a minute. Are you trying to tell me that we're at peace with our own reincarnation within the family, but we have got a problem with the others and we start investigating? Uri, how did you die? Where do you come from? Oh, you're invading our space.
But then this thing, remember, it is always...
Because if we do reincarnate from the previous ancestors, because sometimes they say you look like this one.
Yeah, even behavior,
and all those things.
And sometimes they even ask, I want to live through my I've heard this before, where people even go to spiritual whatever healers, that your grandmother must
and some of them will end up giving them our ancestors' names.
They want to live. The person wants to live through the child. And they haunt the child until they go. There's some ritual that's done.
Oh, this when the other spirits or souls are trying to hijack the family,
you know.
And then that one wants to go in, like, hey, I don't want foreigners.
So this thing, it's always been there, and we know it, and we're fine with it. Somehow we're fine with it when we know the person. But then it gets to be a problem when it's someone that we don't know.
But before we go into, I want us to go into the stories. Honestly, I haven't watched the Netflix thing, but last night I tried watching this one. But I know what they're going to be talking about is the spirit coming back from the dead to another life. So the question is, how many times can this thing happen? And can it happen to animals? There's a religion that believes that if you live doing good things in the world, you reincarnate to be a better animal or a better species. And I'm thinking to myself,
Indians, what do you call Apache Indians? The ones with the spare thing.
The east one.
Yeah, the east. What do you call
we can
them?
look it up. Is it and I think is the Aztecs.
I think those people. I've read where they will say you come back as you actually do it, and they'll say, you know, someone will come and say, you'll come back as which animal?
It's either the Aztecs or.
So
but there's a lot of some
happily.
Beliefs are different. I think even some of the Indian guys, because the Aztecs are more.
Because most of the cases come from
the Mexican
that
side.
Most of the cases.
That one I don't want to lie. You guys can correct me if you are wrong. But there are people who believe that if you live good, you're gonna become a better thing later on in your next life. They always say reincarnation is technically your next life, life after death, right? So if there was life after death, before there is your current life, it means that there was life before that, because you will keep reincarnating every single time.
In the beginning,
I don't know when it ends. So when you run out of reincarnation bundles, maybe.
Apparently, we all go through that, but then we forget. You adapt to the new life and then you forget.
Do they erase your memory?
I mean, you're building this new life, so that one as a child. Okay.
How come we don't remember like those other kids? Because I wanted to go into those shows, and you tell us incidents of the shows there.
It's extreme active souls. Remember, there are people that even in this world are too active, and there are people that are not too active.
Active in what way?
Like in your life, personality wise, who's not put together, where you know if you probably get that
what
soul.
What if they just mentally insane?
It doesn't matter. But if you probably get that soul, it will not be humble.
Is it right to say mentally insane? Is it politically correct? What if they are mentally challenged?
Yeah.
Sorry. But nowadays you need to watch what you say.
So that if you get that soul, chances are it will not want to be.
They're going to say you were defending disability, but you're saying now the ones who are insane are insane. The ones who are challenged are insane. Like, hey, yeah.
So those people, chances are if you get that soul, that person won't sit down. It will want to be known. It will be asking questions. If you go to there's a disability. There's a documentary. It's called Surviving Death. It's on Netflix. It only has 5 episodes. The last episode is Surviving Death. It's reincarnation. The first one is Surviving Death. Actually, people that have had near death experiences, and it's similar because those ones who have had near death experiences know what really happens to the soul when it leaves the body. So the reincarnation is just an addition to
those, because they literally cross.
They cross and then they get a chance to come back
and remember. Because some even those ones who didn't die, they eventually died at some stage, but they don't get a chance to remember.
So the main
difference
question
is that some remember, some don't.
Yes. Chances okay.
If it happens to everyone.
Let me tell you this. What I'm about to do. You'll explain to everything. This is what happens. This is a spiritual thing. Remember, science and spirituality will always differ.
It's usually,
but then there are cases,
collusion.
This case
is similar to science and religion. It's usually collusion,
Religion and spirituality are closer, but then they differ a little bit. So this is where science gets to lose the battle. Because there are doctors, there are people that will die for a bit. And remember, when scientifically, when you say you're dead, you're brain dead. But then these people that have had near-death experiences prove that when you die or you are brain dead, scientifically, you're not dead. Yes, the brain still works. Because there are people who have died.
When you're brain dead, the brain still works? I don't understand.
Okay, scientifically, when they say you are dead, they write time of death, it's brain dead. That's when you say, because these parts of the body can still work, we can give the parts to everyone. So
how do they know my brain is dead?
When the machine goes, remember that measures brain activity?
Isn't that
the vitals one is just a little bit. That one is called, it will have a little bit, it will go t, but there's one that goes, there are 3 lines there. Usually on the monitor. Yes. So when they say...
in the movies.
Thank you. When they say you are dead, scientifically you are brain dead. But your body is still... That's when sometimes your brain will be damaged and they'll say the brain is dying, but you can still... What do we do? Should switch out the machine because it's not going to recover, it's not going to come back.
So my body is able to bring back my brain?
That's
or vice versa?
This is where the question come in, because there are people that there's a case there. I think it's the first case, the third case on the documentary that you're talking about a woman who was being operated.
This is the one I'm still to watch, right?
Yeah, the woman was being operated somewhere in the brain, and then the operation went wrong. She died for a while. When she came back,
brain or body?
The brain.
Brain.
Okay, she was proven dead. Everything went silent.
Like any other person who's dead.
Yes.
Okay.
When there was done about to close, she came back. When she came back, there are things that, remember when they're operating the brain, they will close the eye, bandage it out. There are things that she was saying she saw there. This just proves that your spirit and your brain are somehow connected, because when she was out of her body, she said she was floating on top of the room.
They all say those things.
Yes,
where
that she could see what was happening, and there's no way she saw that because her eyes were closed. So she was even, the conversations where the doctors were saying, please don't do this. Why? You know, when they are talking amongst themselves, she had those, and there was no way.
This is beyond being in a coma now.
It's way
dead.
This is the time where they even covered the sheets and they were about to.
She's
and
gone.
Then after, so the things, she's floated in the room for a while, and then she went wherever she went, then she comes back. This just somehow proves that
not wherever she went.
No, I mean,
is it up?
When they
she was drifting in space.
Most of the cases there, they say that the situations differ with the pathway. Some will say I walked into a path which was just colors. Some would say it was water in the sea. But they
see this imaginary thing that people are told when you're alive, or heaven looks like this.
It's a happy place for you.
Yeah.
Your happiest
So nobody
place.
has spoken about going to something similar to hell.
There's someone who said it was dark.
That was hell.
And funny enough, you are greeted somehow. They are greeted with a being that they feel closely related to, and they will say, "I did not."
Like a guy at the door, like me at a gig, going like in.
Yes, but then they say that
I'm sure that's
after
a busy
the pathway.
queue.
No, it's just them. Usually,
no, I'm saying for the guy who's welcoming.
No,
remember everybody's dying.
It's not you. It's only your ancestors are responsible for you and welcoming you.
So it's like a lot of gates.
Yeah. So those people, all of them,
I'm thinking of a gig.
When they were saying, they said that they were greeted by a similar, even though they did not know them. When they looked at them, they did not know them. They felt that I know this person from somewhere. This person is related to me.
But could they see the face?
Yes. Most of them, they say, no, I saw my grandmother, I saw my dad who's late. And then they had the conversation of saying, it's not time, go back. And most of them, when they came back, they cried.
Couldn't it be hallucinations?
No. Remember, at this time, you're already this side of the way, it's declared dead. It's not working. Some of them are being wheeled, going to the mortuary.
Yeah, but then the brain could just be playing its own tricks. Struggling to come back.
This is something that you can still argue.
It's like dreaming. Think of a dream.
You can still argue that.
Couldn't that be part of the hallucination of a dream, but of a person who was likely? Remember, when you're sleeping, you are almost dead.
Yeah, but then remember, the brain only plays parts of the things that it knows. You can't dream of someone that you don't know. You can't go to a place. You can't dream of death because you've never experienced it.
So you can today. When you're not threatened about dying or in and up at a hospital, in a coma, whatever, you can't have a dream of seeing a person who has passed on before. Is that what you're saying? Because
the brain
I've seen
with dreams
I've
and
seen people-
hallucinations, it's the brain only plays. Remember, this thing is like a photographic recording thing.
Yeah, so-
it only plays things that it knows.
Yeah, but if
Sometimes they can imagine when you think about creative things, but then it has limitations. Even though it imagines things, if it gets to a point where these things are not gonna turn into reality, it stops.
But I've seen late relatives and friends
That you don't know.
in my dream that I know.
That you know.
Yeah, but what if that person saw them? Did this person see the ones that they've never seen in their life?
Yes, there was a lady who fell into a cliff and
you mean
said,
this is the first time?
the first person there to be interviewed fell into a cliff. That one is the longest person was died. She died for 30 minutes.
Fuck.
And
There you are fucked.
it was a real conversation.
I bet they can bury you. Some of these religions.
Funny enough, she
Remember,
fell
they
into
don't
a
wait.
cliff underwater. So the team that, you know how those things of what coyoting, and then she hit a cliff and then they fell. She fell. She was underwater for the longest time, to a point where the other team people just decided, you know what, we'll just take a life jacket, we'll give it to the husband to show what happened, and then we'll go and get a team. And then she just floated. She was dead. If you start floating, then you're dead.
Wait, was she in the
And
rescue?
West-
She was. What was she doing? She was a rescue team.
Coyoting. And West, she was a doctor.
She was
so
coyoting.
what do you call this thing? Is it coyoting?
You know,
They choose a river. What do you call river? Yeah, I think it's called coyote. I don't know.
actually, I've done that before. It's
Yeah, where you get into a small boat.
canoeing.
Can-
Canoeing.
My
Coyoting
apologies.
could be something else.
I coyote think it's an animal.
Hey, somebody, yeah. Hey guys, earlier on before we started this recording, I was sitting at the bar going like, hey, me, can I have this? And I was being told, hey, your English is so bad. Hey, me, you can't say me, can I? I'm like,
Yeah,
you
no.
can't put me and I together because it's
In
not what.
English, certain if it starts with me, it's not gonna go anywhere.
To I.
Me and I is you.
Okay, so but what
Me and I
should
is you.
I should have said what?
I want this.
I want
Finish.
this. I should have not said
Me,
I want.
me.
Okay, but now you said coyoting. Okay.
No.
It's
Remember,
fine.
those things are white people's things,
One.
guys. Canoeing.
Yes,
Okay,
it's canoeing.
She was
It's one of-
canoeing. Yes.
Yes, yeah, and
know how
usually
white
those
people
things happen where there's rocks.
Yeah,
Was it in
so
the ocean or by a river?
They just found a river somewhere
River.
in the
Oh.
bush. And
I've done it at the Val River.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's usually rocks. Sometimes you hit rocks. Like,
Yeah. So
you
she,
can fall and
they didn't
you
know
know,
that it
and
was
have a
a
concussion.
small cliff. So she fell and she reached about, and then she was underwater for 30 minutes. So she's the most recorded person that has died for the longest time.
But how did they record the death since they were not in medical?
Again, those people who were, sometimes I think it was more. I mean, if you realize that you fell off a cliff and you can't find you, they looked for 30 minutes with her and being underwater. So chances are it was more than that, because if water fills in your lungs,
but she came back. Obviously, she coughed some few cups.
She was waking up at the hospital, and they still.
These 30 minutes included in the between the thing and the hospital.
When they found her, they pulled it out. They said she was purple, literally blue.
Okay, I want to know between the duration of the time she fell and the hospital, was this a 30 minutes?
It was longer because after they took
Could
it
have been
out.
an hour now.
Yeah, because even the drive, remember this thing is they choose the wheels thing, and they drove her for a longest time, and she was really hurt. All her legs were broken. Some of her
No, this one
ribs.
came back.
Yeah, and West, she's a doctor, so when she says it's it means that science now,
this
because
one.
she's had this experience.
Actually, she did all this scientific
And
stuff, but now she's not
said
going to believe.
the conversation that the being that she met, and she said, I never used to believe in ancestors because I thought it was for Africans. So when
we
I
always
met,
to blame, even crime. Everything.
You have to put that thing
Yeah, now they
And she
realize it's for
said-
everyone.
And she said when she met these beings, she realized, I know these people and I feel like I relate. And they were talking to me, telling me that I need to go back, it's not your time. And they told her that her son is going to die. You're not. And she said she walked with these people. She moved from the water.
So maybe that 1 hour it was a meeting.
Yeah,
up
it was.
there.
And West,
Or
she said
I don't
it was
know
so
wherever
nice.
it
I
was.
didn't want to go back. Everyone that came back literally cries when they come back. They say that place is so simple. It's so peaceful. It's your happy place.
What if we're inconveniencing these people for crying for them when they're dead? What if they had a happy place?
Most of them, chances are they had a happy place, because those people that yeah, when they come back, they cry.
Fuck, I missed an opportunity to become
Even
Bill Gates' son in the next life.
When they say go back, I remember this guy who said it was his dad. He was like, I was so angry at this man. It's like, you did me dirty when you were alive. You're almost even doing me dirty now. I want to go with you. And this guy was like, no.
But tell me, because I want us to look at it in this way. If I understand the stories, this story can apply to all the, I said about 2,700 people, right? Mm-hmm. Either they crossed over or some of them didn't. Yeah. Let's say hypothetically
at the end of the day, we're still gonna cross over, just that we don't get a chance to come back. But then we do get a chance through reincarnation. But
you wouldn't even know if you reincarnated and how many times you've done it.
This is where it comes in. The period from birth to a year where you can't speak. That's where people say, knowledgeable spiritual people say that it's you adapting to this life. To
the next world.
So if you were born and talking,
it's like induction. It's like induction. You go to the to a new school.
If babies were born talking, we're gonna hear things.
No, so but what I'm trying to say is the first what you said 2 years.
No, one out of member. A child starts speaking at what? Over a year.
Over a year.
So from birth.
Currently. But as dumb ones we started late. Currently the standard is what, 1 year?
I think so.
When they start making between 1 and 2.
Yes.
When maybe they start saying me,
yeah, it's putting them together. But that transition.
So that's like an induction. It's like going to a new school and then they say grade 1.
Yes.
Or whatever grade.
This is what. So you're getting a just okay. This is my mother. This is my new mother. Oh, this is my new dad. Okay, I know these people.
Forget about your old ones.
This is what. But then there's a case.
Is that the thing? Are they saying forget about the old ones?
They don't allow you to talk because you're gonna mess things up. You're got all the.
Hey, we're gonna run a podcast at the hospital. On day number 1.
All
like Khodi. Hey.
Guys, what the fuck? Really?
No,
this is my dad.
No, no family.
Really, guys, from being.
But I want us to focus on this one. What is this duration between death of the one who reincarnates? Can I spend 100 years dead and reincarnate? Because the one I saw last night when I was trying to write my notes for today's topic. The one died in 1789. This is what now 200 and something years ago, and they only came back. I think it was in the 80s or the 70s, 1900s, 1970s, 1980s. They only started revealing this information when they were still young. Most of these reincarnation cases is kids.
Yeah, that's when they can still remember. Yeah,
so I remember this. So the brain is still fresh.
Yeah, 3 years. The most one that fascinated me and made me started thinking was when usually they say the kids don't give detailed information. They just blabber out stories once in a while.
And it sounds like they're just making it up.
Yes.
I mean, as a grown adult, you think, no, this shit is...
This kid is just talking. She's just talking.
He or she's obsessed with demons.
But usually we remember with black people when it starts, they take them to a spiritual leader and then they say, no, this person is trying to live through the... And then they connect the spirits. And they say, what would you want? The name. Yeah, no, sometimes they do words. They'll ask the spirit, what would you really want? You know, and the spirit says what it wants. No, you guys are not cleaning, or you don't remember it. In my family it happened. It was an old woman that even my grandmother doesn't remember. She said that woman died when she was 3 or 4. So came through my little sister. My little sister used to cry, sing things. It was weird. She used to talk alone when she was a child, like have conversations. So until someone said, no, man, guys. And then when we went, this kid went and showed us. She said, no, you guys don't know where I was buried and what. So a ritual was done and the child, they went to know, show us where you are buried because we don't know.
This is giving me goosebumps.
We don't know where you were buried. And then they say, show us. So it was a whole gathering. We went and they showed us. Now we did a tombstone.
Did you just tell me that you have got a reality of a case of reincarnation?
And most people know. Most people know.
Oh, shit.
We even gave the name.
No one knows we're having this podcast.
Most people know. I mean, for black people, guys, it has been happening. It's just that it happens with the people that we know.
Well. Let me tell you something that I've got no evidence of reincarnation on, but it just didn't make sense. when my daughter was born, she was premature. So day number 1, I don't know what was going on, or if something that was being said, or if this person was hearing people speak while they're still in the womb, or something. But there was a chuckle. I don't remember who said what, but there was something, or other kids crying, or somebody doing something, and you see a premature chuckling. Like, how would you chuckle or laugh at something that you don't know what it is or what language you are speaking? Is this a joke, or what? How do you know if we're saying we're about to kill you now? What would be funny about that? So I'm like, no, maybe these people were living somewhere. Because if I don't know a joke, why would I laugh at it? Yeah. If I don't know a language, how would I react to it? Because I need to be born and learn this thing and learn humor and learn how to walk and learn. That chuckle for me, I'm like, man, mutu. Unless if maybe somebody will say, while they were in the time, they could overhear the parents speaking. Yeah, usually they say when they develop the hearing, they can hear. That's why they. But they will know jokes. They will know jokes while they is in the tummy. Not really. But is it tummy or womb? They get to. Is it tummy or womb? What's the right term? For you, let's just say tummy. Tummy. Okay. For me, that's why. Me as a dumb guy. You don't even know where the baby stays. Okay, but I did say womb. You're saying tummy. No. Okay, tumbu mean. So let's go back to. Yeah, okay. In the womb. Still you're wrong. Where do they sit? Placenta. But anyway, that's so you go and Google where do baby sit when they're growing in the. What does the womb do? That's where. With Venda, it's a collective of things. Yeah, they are not detailed. Yeah, uterus, placenta. So it's like for me, the cherry tummy is like a direct translation. You're just saying this part from here to here. Yeah, it's like a guy. But everything is here. It's like a guy saying now, hey, the radio is crying. Like the sound is playing, like the music is coming out of the speaker. Because in Chivenda radio Khodi. Somebody says it's crying, but crying is like pain. But the radio is not going. It's going to. One thing I like about African languages, they summarize. They don't want a lot of words. No. So where is the what? What is the question again? Where does a baby sit before birth? No. Stay. During pregnancy. Where does the... Or gestation period. During pregnancy. Somebody asked where does the baby stay in the womb. Okay, uterus. Thank you. Also called the womb. She thinks I'm dumb. God, it's so old. You think just because I'm a DJ I don't know this? Let's clap. Well done. No pigs. Hey, you're no pigs. Okay, thank you. But I'm sure it's probably a sub of it. Yeah. But the holistic term would be the one that you know. They come in and under the womb. Because right now it sounds like you're in the house, and then where are you in the house? In a room. Yes. And I think that sac that I'm saying water, in the house. That sac that has water is a placenta, the one that they come out. Yes, but right now it sounds like me. I'm saying she's in the house, but you're saying no, she's in a room. Yeah. But they're both right. But still, that's why I said no. Okay. So going back to the point. So these kids come here with some leftover memories. They tend to forget them maybe if they reincarnated. But if they don't reincarnate, why in the beginning of this planet was there only like 2 male and females? Who said so? Okay, should we go back to the beginning now? Because if this you were not there? I was not there. Oh, okay, so now we're gonna defy science. Who said that? No, you're using one part of information as religion, and I don't believe. Okay. What is your belief? I don't believe in the book. I'm not referencing it on the book. Are you trying to tell me that today we are 7.6 billion, right? Are you trying to tell me that it was the same number 100 years ago? So where do the other reincarnations come from if we're all reincarnating? Because somewhere, somehow, there should be a balance to this equation, or unless if some of them were just dormant and saying, "Yeah, we're waiting in the queue."
Okay,
unless if they're coming from the parallel universe.
Let's start here.
Do you want us to go there?
Okay, let's start here. It's very simple, ne? The cases that we know or that are documented and have been proven right of reincarnation. Let's start with the simple one of that's why it gets really tricky.
Yeah.
It was a baby and another baby, because the one
How?
that it was an 18-month, almost 18 months, what? Almost 2 years old. And this baby died during a robbery. An African family, mother, father, and a baby.
Yeah.
The baby died in a robbery. When
what happened to the baby specifically?
I'm not sure, but then they said they died. It was a horrible shooting, because it was a shooting.
They were killed.
Yes, I think the mother was holding the baby, and then it was
fuck.
just a
It's a bad one.
It was before the baby was reaching 2 years, and then that was the case. This woman, it's me. I have a 5-year-old. We're driving from school, car seat vibes, and then we pass the park.
What vibes?
I'm trying to understand. It's just a normal day of mom.
What did you say? What vibes? Because maybe we don't know some vibes.
Driving vibes after school with a baby. The baby's at the back. It's a child. It's 5-year-old.
No, what did you call that?
What did I say?
Cassette vibes. No, I didn't know there was a vibe.
I'm trying to get you to understand the scene.
You're cruising nicely.
And usually, yes.
Yeah.
And usually there's a song. We have a song. Me and my child. We have a song.
You have got a cassette song.
Yeah.
A cassette vibes song.
Picking up from school.
Yeah.
It's my.
Currently, let me guess what almost all the parents' cassette vibes song is. You wanna bamba.
Okay.
Oh, any piano song. I mean, in the country.
For my kids, my aunt's kids, it's Bopa, and they have white accent. Bopa.
It's a thing.
Bopingani, Bopa.
So they'll say put the song.
Put Bopa. Wow. Even now when they come, they'll say, please, do you have Bopa in your phone?
I don't know.
No, there's a new one. Oh, chew.
You want to bamba? You want to play with it? It's also part of the cassette vibe song. Oh,
so
okay.
as soon as we get in the car, can you please play Bopa? Or now it's chew.
Also, so going back to the thing, you are driving, and then now
this 5-year-old, so we passed a park that we've
this is
never.
This is an example of the other one,
it's
right?
a case that's.
It's a case. Yeah.
They passed a park, and this 5-year-old said, "I miss when my mom used to take me to this park."
And you're supposed to be the mom.
I'm the mom, and I'm never taking you to this park. And we are in a different neighborhood. We are visiting a friend of mine. We've never been in this neighborhood. Where do you know? So the woman said, "Oh, which park?" And says the child points, "This one." The mom says, she's confused now. She's like, "Okay,
No,
I've never, she's saying." And then later on, they park, and she asks, "Okay, which mom?" And the child says, "My mom with the really pretty good hair."
My other mom. My mom before I came to you.
Yeah, but
usually
the
that's
child
how they
just said, "My other mom with the really good hair." And in her head, she was like, "Okay, so now she's trying to think, I have the better hair. What do you mean? Which mom?" And then when she said she continued the conversation, trying to get for her, she just thought the child is making it up, and then said,
Usually,
"So you had
like
another."
I was saying earlier on, you would think they're crazy.
I said, "What? You had another mama?" It's like, "Yes." What was her name? And then the child said a name, which really scared me to know. A 2-year-old at that time knows their mom's name.
I mean, her previous mom's name.
Yeah. So it makes you think the minds of our children are very, 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 very smart. I'm sure this kid was learning to talk at that time.
Yeah.
But then remembers a park, remembers a house,
Everything,
his name, and both the parents' name.
Because one thing, sorry to cut you there, one thing I've picked up as well, you can reincarnate from a female soul to a male soul and vice versa.
Yeah.
Or to a white soul to a black soul or vice versa.
Yeah.
Or to an Asian soul or whatever.
Remember,
according to these
souls
theories.
don't
According
it's
to
just
what
the
I was
bodies,
watching.
Yeah. So
it's souls, and it just shows you that being a racist is dumb.
You're wasting time.
Your kid could have been black in the previous life.
And it
Now
says
eat
our,
that,
our
Tereblanche.
skin tone,
Eat
our
that.
skin tone, and our what is just where you're located and born. It's the environment.
Imagine if we were to tell Tereblanche, hey, all your kids were black in the past life. Hey, he was gonna kill us.
Kill
No, it's
everybody.
possible if these theories or hypotheses are true. This, according to these theories, all the 2,700 cases that I was trying to research last night, it has got no racial limitations. It's people on Earth.
Yeah.
It's humans who were alive prior, before they were born in the next stage. That's why we call this reincarnation, before life and after death, and in during the life, which is what you reincarnated on. Well, yeah, you can continue. Sorry to cut you then.
So the child gave a name, only one name, which was the mother's name. But then the child gave a surname. So, and then the mother continued, what was your name? The child gave a first name and a last name.
How old was the child when they died?
Almost 18 months.
Around the same age that they are at when they are telling the story?
No, now they are at 5.
Oh, so now they remember the age, what they were doing at 2 before their other death.
This was the most trickiest case ever.
I don't even remember what I was doing at 2 years.
You know, so the mother, because she's a primary school teacher, went and researched this thing. Goes on the net, both names, and there's an article of a family that was robbed, and all the names that it was an old.
I think is that the Netflix one? Because I think I watched one episode.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It was there. The child.
Okay, well, do I have to watch the whole thing? Because I've seen a lot of these things before.
Crazy, way
No, but
crazy
I've been investigating this for a while, because coming to that, okay, yeah, you can finish this one and I'll tell you another theory that convinced me that it's partially true.
Yeah, so
I've got no evidence, by the way.
The mother started reaching out.
Don't come to me and say, yeah, no, I never said that.
So the mother started reaching out to relevant people. Guys, I have a child saying this and this. Started researching online about these cases of reincarnation. Is it true? So there's a guy, a professor from a certain university that is studying this thing for the world, comes in and said, yeah, okay, let's test this child. Went to the old family without telling the new family that there's a child saying, is this child? The mother is there, remember?
And the mother would have to sit with this person to approve it.
To validate.
To validate this thing.
So he said, no, there's no way my child can remember.
Because there needs to be some precision of information.
Yeah.
We could not just
that
say.
Mother, the old mother said, no, there's no way this child can be. Remember, this is demonic. What?
Yeah. I'm sure
there's no way this person can remember. My child was so much younger. What?
But
and
you
then
never know.
said,
What if I got a you?
And then they said,
I'm kidding.
And they gave them the picture of the old house, the house that they used to stay in. There's a picture of the park, a picture of the mother, the father.
This is the park where they said stop. This is the park where we used to play.
Go, yeah.
Okay.
And they just printed out random pictures. Went to the new child
to show them.
Who's your own? 2 random men. The child got accurate 10 out of 10 from everything.
And at 5 now they're smarter than they were when they died previously.
And he said, someone shot me.
Is this the one where they said I remember how the blood went out from the tummy?
And remember, almost a 2-year-old.
And how she did her last breath and stuff. This is the one, right?
And the child did say, it was painful.
No.
I cried. You know, those kind of things.
And they don't want to remember. They don't want to go back to that.
Yeah, but then funny enough, I think it made the new mom feel like a shitty parent. Kept saying, I loved my mom and my dad. One thing I remember, they loved me.
What are the odds you reincarnate next to the people that are likely to find in a local newspaper?
You know?
What are the
odds? Then there's another case of an Hollywood movie maker that time. Those black and white movies. Rich, the old guy was rich at that time, had a Rolls Royce, the green ones liked, married many women, came into a child about 40 years later after dying, because when they went to the daughter said, my dad died when I was 15, 16. That time she was almost 50. The daughter is the one that validated those things. Oh yes, my dad had a house with a pool, bought me a dog. My dad had beautiful women, divorced how many times? This.
Now the divorce part is also
Yes, because that child kept saying, "Where are my
how old
women?"
was this child when she died? In the previous life, I mean.
When that guy was 60 something.
When the child died in the previous life, how old was?
It was not the child. This is another case. You're not listening.
No.
I said there's another case where this person died a bit older.
Also, so when I say the child, when I say the child, it's a new child, but they were older. What do you mean I'm not listening?
When he was 33, 63.
Yes, that's the number I was looking for.
Yeah.
So now they are a child. When I say should I say how old was this old man when they?
63.
How should I have phrased this question so that you think I'm listening? Yeah.
And he even made a mistake. He said, no, these people wrote that I was 63. I was actually 65.
Yeah, it's the same one of the ID.
He said, hey, it was a problem with my ID. What did you put on my tombstone that you knew that I was 65?
We usually sometimes get
and this kid kept saying
wrong.
That every time this person saw the Hollywood sign, the child,
they get excited.
Before they could even speak, they would get excited,
That's home.
Yeah. So
it's not Charlie Chaplin. Oh, but it was a black guy.
There was a white guy.
White guy?
Yeah.
No, not Charlie Chaplin.
No. There's a name, I forgot the name. Yeah, so that kid said...
Okay, we'll look up the names.
The daughter...
Send me some of the things I need, ne?
Yeah.
When we do the editorial of this. Because most of the time, what I hate about doing podcasts and not check our facts, it's pointless. There's no need for you guys to watch this thing if we're insulting your intelligence.
And you can't even refer back to it.
We are not the encyclopedia of the world. We're just guys trying to talk about things that we see on a daily basis and trying to share knowledge.
The docu is there.
It's not cast in stone. If you want to research, go look
the
it up.
The docu is there. It's called Surviving Death. It's on Netflix. The first and the last episodes are on the money. That's when you get to see a lot of things. And there are other cases that have been recorded before that are not on the documentaries. And there are other recordings.
There's a bunch.
Yeah.
It's a bunch. Okay, cool. Let's cross over to the one that I said earlier on, Nori. I want to also use it as some sort of evidence of past life. Maybe you and whoever is watching this can
This one can never do TV and radio, ne? Someone just walked past and he blanked and focused on those people.
Why do girls do this?
Professionalism.
Why do they do this?
It's excitement to see you.
Wow.
So you don't express feelings when you're...
It's like you just saw somebody who woke up from the dead.
I wouldn't be that excited to see
about reincarnation.
I wouldn't be excited.
Like I just said, you reincarnated.
Okay.
Choma. Sounds like...
Okay, who would you be excited to see wake up from the dead? Two people.
Shit.
One related and one not related.
Would be my grandmother.
Why?
And my other DJ friend called DJ Kwash. Oh, they died. Well, I was not ready. It was a hard.
So everyone else who died after that, guys, Nippy was ready.
Yeah, I was heartbroken. I was already fucked. I really made peace with the fact that people leave. Some will come, some will leave, and I will also leave at some stage. Now, as a child, you need to grow up and realize that sometimes, actually, all of them, man. I think everybody who died when I was young.
No?
Yeah.
When did you start understanding death?
Oh, yeah.
How old were you when you understood death?
I made peace with this shit.
Understanding death.
Understanding, what is the difference? Knowing is what? Knowing that people die.
Okay. I have an uncle. My mom is the firstborn, the secondborn who died. I was... And funny enough, I don't know. We were just having the conversation with the brother not so long ago, and I said I don't remember his funeral at all. And they said I was in secondary school at the time, and I said, guys,
you don't recall?
I don't. But then I know my mind does this of blocking things that are said. But
when you get older, it doesn't like keeping what it doesn't like.
Yes, my mind does that of blocking certain things that I don't like thinking about or roaming around. But the sad thing for me is that I don't remember even the funeral. I don't remember anything, and it breaks my heart. So I don't even remember the pain.
But you also need to answer this question, because what is the difference between knowing and understanding?
Someone knowing that someone is dead, even though they're close to you.
It's knowing that they're at a funeral.
Yeah, you understand.
But you don't understand.
But understanding is when you actually mourn. and and grieve that person and understand.
Okay, so to answer
so you can't tell a 6-year-old that it's mourning. There's no way, but they know that someone died.
Yeah, even the crying, they don't understand.
Yeah,
but there are kids who also understand. I don't know. Me, I was a late bloomer in terms of all these things. You know, you won't believe how much of a late bloomer I was. I used to believe that when they bury you, you come back to life.
Well, we just stopped just proved that you do. Damn.
Fuck. Oh, it took me some years. Yeah, because if reincarnation is true, then my theory
was right.
But you wouldn't know because they've
what did you think they'll come back to?
I don't know how. But because my question was, why would you leave somebody in the ground?
What if it's something that you know from the previous life? It's just that you're not projecting it properly as a child.
Oh, you see the Men in Black switched off the memory.
It's there that you know or know
you
when
know,
they
honestly,
do that.
I used to think,
when they do, you probably said they've done it to me before, and I
never
came
used to
back.
be angry. I used to be at peace. But I'm sure I was referring to the next life. What if
happened to you because they buried you somewhere and you came back? It's an experience
I wouldn't know.
Past life.
I've got no memory. Oh well, no. I've been trying to come to this one before we got interrupted by the surprise noise. Then things like deja vu. That's what I was saying. Maybe you can answer it, or maybe whoever there can not answer, but say something if you want to say. Deja vu is a feeling of something that has happened before at the right precise time when it's happening to you before it happened to you, where you've got a feeling to say,
I've done this
before,
thing,
but this shit has happened, but you don't know where it's coming from. So that is part of the supporting information to say maybe these are leftover memories that were not wiped by the Man in Black. Who wipes this? Is it God? What goes on? Who crosses these things over?
It's scientifically, I've read somewhere that the brain erases a few things to make space for the new.
So it's like a memory card, formatted. So your format was computer, and then
but then
it
that
puts
memory
another
has
new
been
memory.
proven that it doesn't go away because there are people that can.
Maybe the guy couldn't format it properly. Whoever is responsible.
It's formatted. Remember, you only use a part of your brain, so there's parts where it's stored there. But then, if needs be, but chances are very likely. But there are people that let's just say now we're sitting here, we are focused here, and then someone comes in from a far table. That lady gets shot by her. You're not focused. You're here, but remember that's how your eyes are focuses on this because your brain doesn't want to get tired, but doesn't mean that your brain is not recording the things that are on the side.
Okay, like in the
usually
periphery.
They take you to those people that know how to. They will say focus. Okay, don't focus on the podcast. Look there. They are able to access
an angling.
Yes,
like a 360.
They'll say close.
No, not 360, 180. Because I'm not
and
like
access
an owl.
Footage from
various sides.
Yes.
Okay,
it's the same thing. You can your eyes can see your nose. Can see this nose,
but it decides to avoid it because every day it's sticking out like this.
It's
like a
information.
Nose. Everyone knows.
It's just information that's there that's not gonna
help you otherwise.
Yes,
okay, no, it's fine. I understand. So, but I wanted us to. Have you ever had deja vu? In closing, because we've been going on for like an hour now, and what I don't like about recording at
noisy places.
Thank
you so much, Capello.
We don't really get the full thing, but and then most of these podcasts, they never end. Continuations will happen with other people, with you, whoever with consult. Sometimes if you're not around, we can Zoom, call whoever, which doctor, whatever. But the deja vu one, for me, I used it as partially of the proof, because let me tell you my deja vu story. I was at Chudui Primary School. I think did you go to that school? You went to that school.
A horrible school. Okay, it was a good school. It felt horrible.
No. We're not here to downplay that school, please, man. Because now I was told that one day I was saying I went to a school called Igepita. We were treated like slaves. Somebody said, if they didn't beat you up, you're not gonna be where you are. I'm like,
what are we
maybe.
Now? Where are we now? Look,
we're just victims of slavery.
Guys, I'm not saying academically that school equipped me to be my mind to be open, but guys, those people, the teachers there.
No, come on, let's.
I'm saying this is an open letter. Most of them are gone, actually.
No, come on. No, they reincarnated. Maybe some of them are your
You are
kids.
afraid of those. He's still afraid of it. That's how bad it is. He's still afraid of it.
Traumatized. What if we are far out? You're going to wrong and bomb.
Offer.
Okay, no, it's fine. So
That's how bad it was.
yeah.
He thinks maybe they'll come into space
Yeah,
like
might haunt
no.
imagining you sleeping in Rio and bomb. No, okay. Go back on the real. Break time. A. Is it grade A or grade 1? How do you call it? It was A. I don't know if it was
grade 1.
We never had a grade whatever. We used to say grade 1.
A, B.
Instant.
Now 1. I can't remember standard 1. Maras no you grade 1 and 2.
No, 1 year you standard 1.
How na A?
Yeah, there was A and B.
Na B.
Yes, there was 2 years before we started standard 1.
Yes. So no, that's why she called it grade 7 primary.
Yeah, what I'm saying is I was in A.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say sub A or standard A. I was in A. The year was in 1990, right? January. So I'm sitting there, leave this thing. I'm sitting there. So I would have a captain. Yeah, now you got your answer on the age. So I'm sitting there outside our principal's office. Omatom, yeah. Then I'm trying to eat my captain. There was a tree right in front of you. See the way that there's all these trees. Actually, this tree is in my music video. When it starts, this is the thing, the leaf that falls. I don't know the name of the tree. So there was a big tree there. Ola murune if you remember by the Mabidan. Mauna tambos are red and black. Okay. I forgot the name. I hope I look it up and find it. So now I literally sat there, looked at this tree, and I'm like, hey, it's not the first time, yeah. That was my first deja vu. It's not the first time, and my deja vu lasts for like a second. It's not something that I will say, what's going to happen next? No, like, I won't see the lottery numbers because they take longer. It will never. Okay, well, if there is the future or the past, I don't know. But I've been there, eating that breakfast. It was, I think, first break, short break, or long break, but it was before lunchtime. It was a mind fuck of note. But as a child, I was like, I continued with my life. But at home, I didn't want to.
But the fact that you still remember it now.
No, and that one I remember, I was 6 years old. So the fact that I also tried to go home and say, hey, did we go to that school for interviews? They're like, no, there was no interview, we just registered you. The first day I went to that school was the first day I was going. And then those other days, I've never sat in front of that tree like that before, but that day it felt like I've done it so many before. I don't know how long before, but I've done it before. It was, the word is what, vivid, so that could be, if reincarnation exists in closing.
The previous guy used to like, that was their spot.
You will never know. Yeah. If I was the previous guy, I don't know. I will never know. I wouldn't. But by the way, that was my first. The question is, how many times have I had this in my life? Ever since that first one. Yeah. There've been multiple, almost twice or thrice a year.
For me, it happened when I went to grade 11. I was doing, I've never done biology in school all my life. And then I took my friend's book who was doing biology. I felt as if these things I've done them before. I actually did their homework without knowing or reading anything. And they got almost everything. Even now, I'm fascinated with biology and how the human body works. How about actually all organisms, from trees, and I've never done biology all my life.
So maybe you did it in your previous life.
So it's mind-boggling for me, I want to understand processes, how this works.
So the theory could be true.
And when I read about it, I don't struggle even with the words and the definitions, I just need to understand the processes, or okay, this process forms this ones,
Either you're too intelligent or you're a nerd, or the theory could be true. You have done it before in your life. So
intelligent, no.
So Khodi. So Kodani. thank you very much for coming to NippyCast. This is episode what? 20.
30.
30.
30.
We could have continued to talk more. It's just that we're gonna have people
noise.
coming in and noise. But all my podcasts are not the last volume of whoever that I speak to. They are probably the first of many, because these stories don't end.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen now, if you watch this thing and you resonate with this and you know some of the things, you would probably want to follow up on this. And then I don't think we'll fail you on that one.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. We're live at we're not live, we're recording, right?
Yeah.
We're recording live at Capello.
Yeah. When you watch, we probably won't be here anymore.
What if we reincarnate?
Thank you so much, guys. Nippy.
And we didn't talk about other things that you do. I don't know. Is there anything that you want to talk about? The foundation and all?
Well, I
all
do a lot
the other
of
projects, things that people should know and support. Anything. Plug the other products.
Okay. Well,
you need to project more because we've got other noises from the background here.
He's already said my name. My name is Khodi Mpilo. I am a media person. I'm a PR manager, do PR and brand development. I am a human rights activist. I have women and children's heart interest. I work for the Colin Mashawana Foundation as an ambassador. I also am an agricultural health technician. I am also it feels so bad when I say
you've got a company that sends people around to do people's errands.
Yes, I also am founder and director of Errand Girl Zoendo. I also have Errand Girl products. We make tissue oil and body butter. We're working on soap now. So that's what I do. But then I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as Khodi Mpilo. Follow me, like me, I'll like you back. Thank you so much for having me. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We're out.
All right, sure. Thanks for watching, guys.
It felt like radio when the last part felt like radio.
No, yeah, I don't want that radio shit. Yeah?
Why are you sacrificing whose basis?
I wanna kill this one. My erectile is not dysfunctional.
Let's use our president, for example.
Are you over 10,000 kilometers away from South Africa?
Conspiracy theorists.
I can open the door for you to join the Illuminati.
We're winning everyone.
NippyCast.